Last time on Chronicles Session A, they ended up going into Junction City and meeting a very fine slew of people, feeding a large beast known as Kraglin, while the Captain Vandal Gold got completely wasted in Serpent's Rest. Currently, they all retired to the room, aside from Vandal, who remained at the bar, who ended up falling asleep on his own terms. Where they go from there, we'll find out. Okay, so Vandal, you here?
Nope.
Okay. And Jesse? Jesse. Whatever. Um, Vandal, when you slowly are waking up due to somebody like pushing on your shoulder with his foot. Hey.
Hello.
Your eyes just open and you say that. You're laying on your back on the ground as he's waking you up. Everybody's heading out. It's about time for you two as well.
Another 5 minutes.
Just looks around for a minute. And he goes back to doing his thing.
Is there an unfinished bottle of alcohol somewhere around me?
Give me a perception roll. Looking around, you see one underneath the stoneworks, and it's right within arm's reach. And you do see that the one man who was getting drinks there for you is gone.
Gotcha. Well, then I guess I'll just take that drink and take a swig and then stand up.
Tastes like fucking fire down your throat. Mainly because of how much you drank yesterday with the absinthe. But other than that, pretty good.
Excellent. And then I'll make my way out.
Alright. As you were doing that, over here, Hendrik, you were slowly waking up in the room. No Vandal.
I guess Vandal drank himself to sleep over there. As Hendrik is slowly getting up and putting all his things on. Ay, ay, ay. Well, I guess as Hendrik looks over Claudius, it looks like Claudius is still sleeping.
Yeah, you hear him snoring like super loud.
On the bright side, he shouldn't be snoring as loudly as before we went to bed. Hendrik made sure to put the pillow up properly on him. So
On
Hendrik
who?
had a nice, good rest on Claudius.
Oh, okay.
Mainly because he didn't like his snoring. It was gonna keep Hendrik awake.
Yep. So as Hendrik moves about, he's going to open the door.
You see a kind of a golden-haired man walking.
Does he take notice of me?
You you feel like he did, but he didn't turn. You see that he has like a ruby-colored katana on his side.
Well, as Hendrix just opened the door, he's just gonna do a nice yawning stretch as he just slowly gets his body ready to go. And then looking back, seeing that Claudius is still sleeping, he's going to step out and shut the door.
All right.
Let's see. What was on the agenda today? Let's see. Does, like, based on what it is, does it seem like it's morning time now?
You feel as if people wake up around this time, yeah.
All right then. Let's see.
As for if it was morning or night, nah, can't really tell.
In that case, I guess Hendrik is going to make his way down today. Let's see. I think it's like before we go back to sleep, we have to feed that beast one more time. Let's see. I gotta expand out a bit. So Hendrik's gonna start walking in the direction of where the bars are at. Is that where we would also get food by any chance?
You can get food there, yeah.
All right then. Hendrik's gonna make his way over there then. Like, as he's strolling along, is there anything that happens to catch his eye in particular?
In the Well of the Seer, go ahead and roll a perception roll.
Okay. Let's see here. That's okay. That took forever to roll.
So as you're walking by, you feel a little strange. As you turn to look into the well, a gold light just kind of beams into your eyes, and it feels strange, as if your body is uncomfortable about it, but not feeling any effect.
And like after that, like there's no more light going into Hendrik, is there?
No.
Hello?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm here. I was on the phone with my mom.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
Well, Hendrik is not gonna think too much on it at this time.
So while
because
you're
he's
doing
got
that,
his belly right now.
so while you do that, you keep hearing doors closing, Claudius, opening and closing. And then, with your eyes opening, you see that there is no Hendrik in the other side of the room. However, there is another pillow underneath your head, as if someone put it there to support and possibly help you with your snoring.
Well, my assumption is that Hendrix decided to leave the room and go to a different room. I'm gonna pull my pocket watch out of my bag that's sitting beside the bed and check and see what time it is.
When you do that, you just see the uh, hand spinning, as if hours were passing and time was passing. Like it just keeps spinning around.
Claudius is actually gonna sit up in his bed and start to meditate and pray. Just kind of focusing and kind of slowing his mind down. Although he can't slow the world around him, he's gonna slow down his mind.
Okay. When doing that, go ahead and give me a religion roll.
Okay, pull up my sheet here.
Closing your eyes for a moment, you feel very calm. You hear the ticking of the clock, like the clockwork pocket watch, very heavily, as if it's in your ears. And while you're doing that, you see just a stream forming in front of you out of your imagination. And when the stream starts flowing, you see that it is flowing rather rapidly before it comes to a very slow approach as you calm your mind. You also
Am I
feel
in
the
the stream or
presence,
beside
no,
the stream?
beside it.
Okay.
While you are sitting there, you notice that there's no owls or wildlife here. It's just that vision that you have painted. And while you're trying to focus in on it, you keep trying to add different details, but it's not working all that well because you're trying to keep a calm approach to it. And doing so, you meditate for probably about 5 minutes before leaving.
Okay, was it the stream that I was used to?
That's the one that makes you feel the most comfortable, yeah. So you were making that.
Okay. Which direction was the water flowing? Up or down?
It was going up, technically, at a very rapid pace.
Okay. Do I awaken from that?
Yeah, you have about. You did it for about 5 minutes before heading out.
How do I feel after that?
It's okay. Um, there's not a lot of progress that's done recently, but you did make out details that you didn't before, so it makes you feel a little bit more comfortable.
Okay. So I don't notice. Is there anything obscene with the room?
Roll perception.
Okay.
Nothing that really catches your eye.
Anything in particular about Hendrik's bed? Is it made? Excuse me.
Hendrik, is your bed made?
Hendrik has only done the minimum. Basically, it's like it's obvious that somebody slept in it, but they basically just moved the sheets just so it looks neat, but it's not actually fully made.
Okay.
A little quickie trick. Yeah, that's really what Hendrik pretty much did. Make it look neat. But it's not finished.
Okay. So I can't make out. All I hear is knocking sounds.
No. You hear
Doors
doors
opening?
opening and closing, yeah.
Okay. Is my door closed completely?
Yep.
I'm gonna walk across the room to the door.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna open it. I'm just gonna listen, like put my head towards the door to listen, like my ear to listen out the door.
Okay. Roll perception at disadvantage.
Why disadvantage?
Because you're listening through something in a stone building. While you're doing this, you feel that there's a lot of people moving outside. Your ears catch a lot of people opening their doors, then heading out, as if this is the time they normally wake up.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and open the door.
Okay. You're immediately met by a demon! No, you're fine. And he says, "Lolly hoo!" and then takes your ass into space.
Tiptoe through the window.
No. Lolly
It's
hoo.
not the insidious demon. Okay.
He has a giant scythe and a smiling face.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Do I notice people actually walking?
Not anybody in this hallway, but you hear him, other one.
Okay. I'm gonna go and walk out, and then walk to the center. Actually, about right here, I want to look in both directions. So
Okay.
like this way and this way.
Yeah,
Around the corner.
there's people walking about. It looks like it's a very populated town right now.
It just seems like a normal time of day.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna walk back into my room.
Okay.
And grab my normal attire and things like that out of my chest here. And go ahead and get dressed in preparation for the day.
Okay. Vandal, as you are choosing to drink, your eyes do catch, with your almost perfect perception, the shoe of Hendrik about to step past that point. So he was like right there. So what do you do?
Hendrik's just walking in right now.
Well, technically you're walking up the stairs. He just catches your shoes because he has such fucking godly eyes right now.
Okay.
Like he's hyper aware.
If Vandal's not doing anything, Hendrik's just going to start, walking in.
Quentin, you die?
I summons a chair and I sit in it.
Yeah, just poof.
As Hendrik walks in, does he see anybody like eating in already?
There's not a lot of people eating here. A lot of them are heading out. You do see the man over there who's been doing work for who knows how long, walking past.
Faces past in the rear view.
You got something I could get for breakfast by any chance?
I can check. What do you like?
Uh, maybe a bit of some fried steak would do. Maybe bacon if there's any.
Yeah, we don't got that.
Well,
You live in a hole right now. We have something. I'll bring it out.
sure.
So you see him heading off into the kitchen in the fermentation room.
Hendrik sits over onto the bench, somewhat away from Vandal, as seeing as he's like completely off center with his seemingly large throne-esque chair.
Oh, off center am I?
Well, unless you're planning to break apart some branches just to sit in your chair, Hendrik doesn't see any reason why it's gonna center itself.
Hmm? I'm confused now, but okay.
So while you guys are getting comfortable, Claudius,
Mhm.
you got all your stuff.
My turn. Okay. Well, the last I remember, Vandal was at the tavern.
Hmm.
So I'd like to make my way to the tavern to see if I can find my friends and maybe see if Hendrix is there.
Okay.
Do they have food at the tavern?
That's where he went for it, so you can only assume.
Okay.
Oh, whoa. That. So you see people heading into rooms that look completely tired. You see a few that are, not so wasted, but other ones that are. Then you see the man from last night walking. He looks like garbage, like wet garbage. He's completely defeated.
I'm just gonna say hello and tell him good night.
That's all you heard.
Just gonna let him do his thing. Just keep walking. I want to walk down here real quick.
Okay.
And what
In
do I
here,
see?
in here, you see a depiction of a man on a cross, with a thorned halo, and the tapestry on the left says the altar of Christianity.
Nice. I'm gonna take a moment to soak in this room.
Okay.
The fragrance and everything.
Claudius has a lot of respect for the Christianity religion, so
Christianity religion.
or Christianity. Sorry.
Christianity religion.
And then go back out, and then make his way to the bar that's the exact opposite of that.
Roll
Zoom
perception.
out. Okay. With disadvantage or normal?
That's normal. Your eyes immediately get hit with a flash of gold, and it came from the well before fading away.
I'm gonna walk towards the well.
Okay.
And then look inside.
It just looks like the normal well.
How deep is the well?
About, it's like a oval on the bottom, so it's like 5 feet.
Okay. Is there any sign or anything as to what like this area is known as, or is just considered like the center point?
You read around the edge. It's called the Well of the Seer.
Can you spell that for me?
Seer.
Okay. Claudius is gonna pull out his journal. Well, the seer.
Yep.
So it was just a gold flash.
Yep.
And then hold on one second. We're in Junction City, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Center of. Is this considered the center?
I guess it'd be the center.
Then I'm gonna look at my pocket watch again. Is the clock still doing the same thing?
Nope.
What time does it say?
Says 11 p.m.
11 p.m.
Well, there's no way of telling. Just says 11.
Okay. Yeah, there's no sunlight or anything in here, correct?
Yeah, none.
Okay, so I'll just put up approximately 11, and I have a regular 12-hour timed watch.
Yep.
Okay. Is there an AM or PM
No.
depiction on it? Okay. Okay. Well, I don't notice any. Can I look very closely at the water to see if I see anything, like roll investigation or anything?
Is there
Sure,
a
go for it.
smartwatch?
Yeah,
Is
it's
there a
wrong.
smartwatch?
Looking in
I
the
had-
water seems to be very murky.
Can I stick my hand in the water and kind of swirl it?
Feels like cool water.
Okay. Well, Claudius wrote that down, and he'll draw off his hand and keep going.
Yeah.
Does he notice anything else in his surrounding areas?
Roll perception.
Okay. Oh shit! Goodness gracious!
When you did
Claudius didn't
that,
notice shit.
the golden flash is still fucking with your eyes, but everything seems okay.
Okay. I'm gonna continue walking then. Is this a wall here?
Where?
Right here?
Yeah, these are walls.
Oh no, there's just a blank black line. I think that's just my map not loading all the way.
There you go.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, it apparently didn't reveal it all. While you are walking, you can keep walking. Man starts coming out. He has like a bowl, and it looks kind of like a porridge. As he comes up, here, this is what we have.
Is it fine at this time that I'm walking in? Do I see them both?
In a minute. So Hendrik, he hands you this bowl, and then he also hands you, and it also hands you a cup of what looks like dark coffee.
Ah, thanks. How much for this?
Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
Your friend ended up taste testing a few flavors, so it's a little bit of a respect thing, as he hands him as well a bowl and a thing of coffee.
Thank you so much then. Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, Hendrik drinks the from the cup. What does it taste?
It tastes like very strong coffee. And at the same time, you see Claudius coming in inside.
Claudius hears a very faint meow.
Hendrik is gonna start eating some of that. What's in the bowl? And how does that taste?
It tastes kind of like a mix of cranberries and like makeshift oatmeal.
Huh.
Do I notice the waiter walking away like with food?
He don't have food in his hand, but he is like walking.
Did I notice him give Hendrix food?
Sure.
You didn't. As far as you know, you're not. He doesn't look like a waiter, though.
No, he really doesn't.
Oh, I'm just gonna yell to the gentleman and ask him, can you tell me where to get some of that food?
So as you yell, he turns. You can keep your voice down. It'd be great. But yes, I'll get you some.
Thank you. I'm gonna sit down beside Hendrix.
Claudius.
Well, good morning or good night. I don't really know what time it is.
Come on.
What? Did you get a good night's sleep?
It's not too bad. I assume you noticed the handiwork. Kept your snowing to a minimum so I could fall asleep.
Yeah, I apologize for that. I'll put another pillow under my head next time so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Maybe you should get that checked out sometime.
That'd be nice. That'd probably be a good idea. You know,
Yes.
you'd think being a little bit younger now it would get better, but apparently not.
No, considering that as Hendrik looks at Claudius, like how how built does Claudius seem?
He doesn't look like he is extremely muscled, but he isn't fat by any means. He just isn't toned.
Yeah. Yeah, looking at you, you really shouldn't be having those kind of problems. It seems that you definitely need to go with a doctor of sorts, but we don't really have the time for that now, as Hendrik sticks another spoon of the porridge into his mouth.
Well, maybe at some point. Of course, I'm not fully sure. My body's. I look like I'm younger, but I don't. You never know how much effect this actually took.
Well, if anything, what's your decision?
With what? The
Don't you
peacekeeper?
remember? Yes.
Well, I honestly don't see any reason we don't do it.
You haven't even talked it over with Vandal either.
So,
Nope.
Mhm.
is
Nope.
Vandal awake?
Yeah.
Vandal is definitely awake and he's listening to us.
Have you talked to him
Well,
about it?
you guys aren't like sitting at the same table, are you?
Yeah, we're beside each other. You're over there, but
I can't see anything. It's black screen, so you'll have to literally just
You-
tell me.
oh, okay.
There we go.
You
All
literally.
the lights turned on.
You couldn't move the camera at all?
All of the lights.
Yeah, I was moving it up and down. It wasn't.
You guys
doing
remember
anything.
that
I
song that came out years
see.
ago? Dude,
Yeah, the far left is just all of the
it's like, all
darkness
of the
over there.
lights.
Well, so Vandal, I guess it's time to explain what we did last night. You go
Oh.
first, Claudius.
Well, real quick, before we get into everything, did you notice anything weird on your walk down here?
Yes, I did, but I think it's a good idea to let Vandal know what's going on first.
Okay. Oh, well, don't let me forget about to tell you about the well. Okay.
Vandal, I think Claudius has something to tell you first.
So, um, talked to a couple people last night about a.
Mid conversation, he just sets the porridge and the coffee. Enjoy.
Mighty kindly. Can I hand him some money?
He walked off before you were able to.
Okay. Also, remind me who I need to pay for this food. I'm assuming it's not free.
Gotta pay
Alright,
Vandal.
then. Oh, all right. Okay. Um, so last night, Hendrix and I were walking around, and we ended up going through a little southern part down here and talking to the peacekeepers because we wanted to go into the well. I wanted to go into the armory. I think he was willing to, but I get excited about those kind of things. And in order for us to get it, we had to get permission from. We wrote it down correct? It was Jackson Bowen. He's the commander of the peacekeepers, and met him, talked to him, and some giant in the room as well. It kind of threw me off, but not the weirdest thing we've ever seen. Ended up feeding some kind of beast. He gave me a nice outfit to wear, like their peacekeeper uniform. I left that back in the room for now. I figured I didn't need it at this particular moment. Anyway, after doing some little work for them to try to get permission to, or at least get in good graces with them, it was which guy was the peacekeeper we talked to? Was that Ethan White?
No.
No.
No,
Ava,
that's
Ethan,
one
and
we
Cameron
have
are
to talk to.
three of the people that we need to talk to. Nico Hess is the shopkeep there at the armory. What was the name of the peacekeeper that we spoke to?
I don't know. Do you don't remember?
I mean, we do need to. We already talked with Jackson. Sadly, he seems a bit busy, but we
Was it
definitely do
Christoph?
want. Huh?
Was it Christoph?
No, no.
I'm just looking. I don't think I put it in. I know in
No,
18 we
people
wrote down
need to
several
talk
names.
to is would have to be either Ava Nielsen, Ethan White, or Cameron DeLeon.
Can I roll history?
De Leon.
Sure.
That is a really, trying to say?
I don't know. It wasn't any of the names that he just listed, though.
Okay.
Well,
Wait.
no, those are the people we'd have to talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. But we talked to a gentleman down there. It's another peacekeeper, and he brought up the idea of if we'd ever considered becoming peacekeepers, at least being a member of one of the Eastern peacekeepers. You were having a good time down here, so obviously I don't. Even Hendrix and I really didn't discuss it at all. But I do think it'd be something beneficial for us, at least kind of get in the good graces, and we would get access to a lot more things, and it would show that we've got good intentions. I know the bands that talked about getting our bounties helped out. You know, probably not honored everywhere. The Eastern peacekeepers assured us they're not really worried about it, but it would give us a good name.
Hmm. I'll have to think about that one.
And I guess it wouldn't really. I mean, I guess if need be, I guess all of us don't have to do it. If only one of us needs to do it, that's fine. I mean, but like as Hendrik said, we should make this decision as a group if we want to do it as a group or one individual do it or however we decide. That's just my opinion. But Hendrix, what do you think?
I would highly consider it, for just so for the sole fact that if we can get the Eastern peacekeepers and the Southern peacekeepers to reconcile, we would be able to maybe perhaps find another way to keep the bounty away from us.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Or they'd have more reason to kill you.
Well, that's on the assumption that they really want to start an all-out war, because as far as we can tell from the information we've gathered, the East and Western peacekeepers, while they were never on really good terms, they don't want to, neither of them want to start an open war right now. But they are very close to it.
Obviously, this wouldn't fix anything necessarily with our relationship with the Western peacekeepers, which is not the strongest, but we do have a decent relationship with Southern, and then benefit of the Eastern as well.
I do hope that that Mason Bant is okay. I'm not even sure if the effects of whatever's going on is like if he's still back into time with us, or is he also thrown into who knows where.
That's a good question because he was on the train. Makes you kind of wonder about everyone that was on the train.
Yes. As far as I know, this Varsh, as far as I know, is the one that seemingly seemed to have thrown us here. Or at least like forced everything to all of this to happen. But I have no idea how to at least like fix it, or at least like make it amends to it.
Hendrix, you've studied a lot about these people, at least in the books and stuff you mentioned as we've got to know each other. What do you know about this Varsh fella? You knew a couple of the other people. Were we in Japa?
We were in Japa.
All right.
That was the scene of the final fight between the 15 heroes and the Varsh, the one who wished to end the world. Surprisingly, it seems that we've managed to come here, or at least come to this time, right after Varsh seems to have passed away, which I find really strange.
So did they kill? So 15 heroes. Did they kill Varsh?
Yes, it took 15 people to just straight up kill him.
Wow.
Yeah.
From the stories you've read and the interactions we've seen with Corpus Galum, Varsh must be 10 times the man as Corpus Galum.
To be fair, I'm not sure exactly how it would go if both of them were to somehow fight, but I'm pretty certain that Varsh would, like, after a bit of time and a bit of annoyance, he would just crush Galen.
Wow.
If anything, I would say that that we were pretty lucky to get out of there in one piece. For They may be hurt, but the 15 heroes there, especially that Satis, are already extremely powerful.
So did you learn about all this at the academy, or just beyond the academy and just reading and studying?
You could say yes and no. In fact, you could say that I've known it for a very long time. The academy only assisted in getting some of the details.
Wow. Um, can I go ahead and tell you about the well real quick? That's fine.
Well, if you're talking about that beam of golden light, yes.
Okay, so you saw the same thing.
Yes, but did it enter you?
What do you mean did it enter me? It just seemed like it blinded me.
I mean, if you said you looked into the well and you saw golden light.
No, I was walking towards the well and saw a flash of the golden light. When I walked up actually to the well itself and looked down, all I saw was murky water.
Huh. As for me, all I did was see some golden light, yes, but I also went into me. Feels a bit uncomfortable, but I mean, it kind of passed, and then I continued walking here to at least get some food first. And see how Vandal is doing, as Hendrik's looking toward Vandal.
Vandal, how are you doing, buddy?
Joining the peacekeepers, of all things.
Hendrik notices him, right?
Yeah, he is not facing the table. He is facing you all with his elbows on the back of the table, leaned back.
And we recognize him, don't we? Or do we not recognize him?
You don't notice him.
Oh, I don't notice him?
Like, you don't notice who he is. You don't never heard of him.
Okay.
Oh.
You don't know who he is.
Him.
Yeah, that's the word.
You notice him.
Yes. Oh my god.
Well, shall we go and try to find clues on the stone today? We should probably get going and try to do the first step in fixing things. Otherwise, Vareem's gonna get pissed off at some point.
Yes,
To be fair, if only he had a way to make it easier to find.
that sounds about right.
Yeah. At this rate, it's gonna take us like weeks just to find some way to just like find a stone, charge it up with power, and get on our way to the next destination. That reminds me, I hope our other two companions are on their way to their stone too.
They are.
And who are you?
Name's Oryx Wolf.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Oryx Wolf. What brings you here?
Well, I saw them get taken into a city, looking for the same thing that you are right now for here. Fought them.
You fought them?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you fight them?
You see him pull the gun up and he holds it like sideways. Like he doesn't have the finger on trigger or anything. He just holds it sideways for this same reason. You all have a job from Amon Trading Company to find this, so puts it back on his hip.
Wait, what? As Hendrik's like looking. Oh, about that one, yes.
And I said,
Yeah,
if they could beat me, they can have it.
Yeah, I don't think we are in the mood to fight, considering we're already working on something else. As Hendrik, suddenly, kind of slowly, just goes on the edge of the bench here. Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm not here for a fight.
Okay.
And what are you here for?
This war is not yours, and I'm telling you this in the simplest of ways. Fix the ley lines and don't get involved.
That's the plan for the most part. I mean, as long as it doesn't come to us, we're good, right?
Telling you with your interaction with the wheel. You don't
Ah,
get involved with the global fight of ending Varsh.
I
Why not?
I've never really planned to be fair.
The reason being is that it's not your fight. They've been on the same endless cycle for years, and it's not going to end with more people getting involved. Let them do what they can, let them fight, let them fix it, and see what happens after that. History damns itself to repeat over and over when more people get involved.
If anything, the only thing I wish to change, perhaps, is Satis's fate. Unless that's
It's
as far
already
as
in
I can
motion.
tell. Wait, I'm sorry.
It's already in motion.
Even if it's in motion, you gotta might as well try to at least tip it to somewhere else.
Are you going to stop him?
Well, if we could find another avenue for him, he'll move toward that instead of the Pale King.
You
I'd
have
rather not.
far too much faith in a man that is set on finding power to end another entity.
As I said, it does as long as it does is not the Pale King, perhaps. At least, at the very least, it would maybe if as long as he can keep his own sanity, perhaps it like the only resolution I could think of in the fight against Farsh is maybe keeping Satis alive a little bit longer. If that's if unless of course that's a little too much, in which case I'm all ears to any other alternatives.
There is no alternative. You already brought about his thoughts of the Pale King. There's one thing that he is, and reckless is one of them, but it's more that he is always driven to the goal that he sets his mind to. That is a good factor and also a terrible one.
So, what exactly are you recommending us to do?
Do what you were assigned to do by Vareem. Make sure this world doesn't crumble, but don't get involved in the fight that they're about to partake in.
Well, that sounds easy enough. Fix the ley lines and hope that nothing else happens, right? As Hendrik's just like putting his head down, like kind of like on the like in his palms.
Well, so how much do you know about these ley lines and everything?
It's the only thing keeping your reality in check.
You sound as if it doesn't matter to you either, though.
Truly doesn't. I just want to make sure that the history doesn't repeat itself for a third time.
That's that doesn't sound good. I presume that if you said the third time, have we already met before then?
No, I haven't met any of you until now. You're the only anomaly that's formed due to this event taking place.
I don't need to really change much here. If there's any goal that's worth pursuing, it's to keep Satis at least not becoming one with the Pale King, as grotesque as that may sound. Ugh.
You see him lean his head back. That's getting involved. You weren't
Is there any
alive. You weren't alive when he chose to do it, so you shouldn't be here to influence his actions.
to be honestly, it's just sometimes when I think on it, it feels like a haven't you ever read a story that you wish you could always, like, if there was one point that you could always change? I mean, this is an opportunity, you know?
An opportunity to change a book, you can erase the page, but the writing's always there.
True, the writing's always there, but that doesn't mean that, at the very least, considering what's happening, perhaps one change can set things in motion. I mean, even now, if we're the anomaly, we might as well continue trying to find the ley lines and fixing them. Hendrik gets up from the table. Well, no good for us just sitting around here all day. We might as well continue on and try to look for it. You got any tips on the ley line by any chance?
Don't get involved with that kind of thing.
So you're telling, so we should abandon the mission from Vareem?
He just looks at you. Why would you do that? Don't you want the world saved?
Well, it's now becoming a catch-22 here. You say don't get involved, but then at the same time that goes against Vareem's asking us to
Fixing the ley lines isn't the war that they have to take place with. You fix the ley lines and you don't get involved in their war.
Okay, so you're saying that fixing the ley lines will return everything back to the way it was then?
Absolutely not.
Well, that doesn't change much then.
We'd
No,
still have to get involved at the end of that.
you don't have to fight a war that you aren't a part of. There's heroes that have been dedicated to this fight for however millennia they've been in.
Basically just saying to focus on the ley lines and everything, but when it comes down to an actual combat scenario, to just disengage.
Varsh is not your fight.
So you're saying
as
the
long
only
as we
saying
don't
that
lose it
this,
face to face, because I mean,
Well-
I don't know if we could even run from him if that's the case. You got anything that can help us run from it at least if it somehow shows up in front of us?
He moves his one leg out and then he presses his right hand to her with a slap. These bad boys. That's what you use.
Ah,
well, while we run in circles about this, do you know anything, any advice you can give us on possibly finding what we need to find here to fix this?
I
At least
will
this
not
part.
get involved with that. Because your time and the amount that it takes you to do all this will always be the same. If I interact, it changes that, and I will not. Giving you a location doesn't change it. Me talking with you is fine, but me telling you is not.
What town are
Well-
you from?
See him just lean back. Well, when would you want to know? This body or the one before?
Well, what's your body before this one? Same name or different body? Altogether.
See him pull the eyepiece out a little bit and moves it up. And all you see is a crystalline gemstone that's embedded in his eye socket. And it glows a very bright red before it creates an image of just this large crystal. And
Twilight Runner?
no, no, you see the crystal itself and the magic of it. There's a whole bunch of people that look very powerful, almost like archmages of different times, all putting magic into it, and they look like they're sealing it away. And while that's going on, he slowly pulls it back. No. When it comes down to what I am, I shouldn't have been him. I shouldn't have been Oris Wolf. I, however, came into contact with this body and became one with it. I know that you have memories of the war that was fought, correct?
Yes.
The stones
Scattered
that
they may be,
the
but
stones that Varsh had all the seven look for. That is what I would be considered in the previous body. So when you ask what year I'm from, there would be no year. I am raw essence of the weave, imprinted on a stone.
hmm. Considering that you fought with our compatriots, are they fine in that case? Or
They're fine from when I fought them, yes. It shows
they
a skill that can be granted. That's why I did it. I told them that I will fight them and then fix them at the end if they lose. And they
I
are
see.
perfectly fine. Much like if you all wanted to challenge me, I would, and then help you at the end if you don't win.
So, a stone in your
How
eye.
about a bet?
Hold on. So that stone in your eye, is this similar to these ones that we have as well?
He looks over at it. I feel a divine presence has given you that question. As for your stone, no matter where your question came from, even if it wasn't your own thinking, it's different than mine. Very much different. Yours are branches of some cosmic entity that surrounds the cosmos.
Hmm.
Fragments slowly coming together to make something complete.
So, so a lot of these with our stones is somewhat unknown to you as well.
No, they're not unknown.
Hmm. To be honest, I don't even fully know how to use this thing. I just know that some things have changed as times went on. Um,
Hmm.
they're meditating. I've seemed to get a weird and stronger connection in a sense, but that's about it.
Well, to keep things a little bit more simple for you, what is it that you all wish for? Individually, not as a group.
Right now in this moment?
Overall.
Well, in
Are you saying like our life goal aspirations, or are you saying like our uh
Something that may
hmm,
benefit you. Like, if you want something that you cannot reach as if it's right out of your grasp.
I don't know
Hmm.
necessarily if mine's one right out of my grasp, but I don't even know if it's attainable.
Well, specifically the weapon you're carrying.
If you can beat me, you can have it. I willfully give it to anyone who does defeat me.
I think our desires are a little different. Now, there's two things I can think of, to be honest.
And what are they?
Well, the simple thing was one would date back to when my people died. And the whole reason I ended up getting into bounty hunting in the first place was to clear a lot of the evil from this world, not for monetary value, but just for sole principle, so no one else would have to experience that. But that got has obviously gotten harder as I've aged, different from obviously the youth I've got right now. Again, oddly, but honestly, youth to keep this and maintain almost an eternal youth. It'd be something that I'd strongly enjoy.
And if your mind keeps pressing on that want, if you find another way to awaken the stone in your body, it would become true. Much like how you sought out a way of becoming one with the ethereal realm for a slight moment to get closer to someone. It manifested.
That's right. So this is all for me, and I don't know if you mean this for all three of us, but it's mainly a mental game.
Not a game, it's simply wants that get given to you as if a wondrous gift from a cosmic entity. You've seen him, though. You've interacted with him. Someone was trapped with him for moments. Believe it was you. He points to Vandal, 1,000 eyes overlooking the world. And only the bright light of Hendrik at the time saved you from it.
Claudius wasn't a part of that, correct?
You were down there, but you weren't in the water.
Okay.
Now, what you have is dangerous. Eventually might kill you. We don't know. Someone might take them from you. Again, it's uncertain. There's high risk and high reward.
By any chance, you would know how many of these stones of ours are out there, perhaps?
40.
40?
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps that's another goal. Perhaps we could collect them all.
You would
See
have
what that
no
makes.
way of doing so. Because there's a main thing that you aren't looking into. When do they show up and how? They're not all set in the same time, nor the
Hendrik
same
is
plane of
gonna-
existence.
Hendrik's just gonna shrug his shoulders. If it comes to us, it will come to us. If we come across, we come across. That's all there is to it. I mean, it's not an important goal, I would say. Just that if it shows up, then it shows up. It would be interesting to see what would happen, but Hendrik's shaking his head. I'm not gonna go that far. In
Some
fact,
people will.
once again, Hendrik is shrugging his shoulders. Well, at this point in time, I'm just gonna throw it to the back of my mind, because seems like we've been talking for quite a long while.
Claudius, what is the time?
I want to pull out my pocket watch.
Every time you see the hand tick, it goes back.
Does it go back to 11?
Does Hendrik
Not
see
11, but it goes back to like 11:20 because you were there for a while. So just yes, you do see it.
I'm gonna hand him my pocket, like just lay my pocket watch on the table.
Well, that's quite amusing. That's almost as if we could talk for almost near infinity before
Near,
going about on our day, then.
near, but not forever. Now, as for what you asked earlier, Vandal, if that's a bet or a wager, no, it's not. I just am willing to let you guys attempt to.
I won't be in this fight.
And where did you obtain it?
Obtain
And
what?
how? That weapon.
He leans back again. Just this. It's found years and years ago, eons even, in a Although it was in a different plane, unlike Nixia, but it was more in a more dangerous of places known as Pandemonium.
The realm
Plane
of chaos.
of the madness that sets in and the howling winds, correct? Founded there after someone lost their way, and they wished to inherently give to the wind, and the winds brought it through all the way to my hands.
In regards to that fight you mentioned, the challenge, is there any particular conditions?
No.
Hmm. Hendrik's just gonna shake his head. I
What
don't feel
what
like
you
we
can
can do.
do, from what you can do, use everything. Show me entirely what the world is sent back in time.
Hmm. Well, Hendrik's gonna look at Claudius and Vandal. What do you both think?
What do I think?
Yeah.
It's money.
And what about you, Claudius?
I'm not in this fight
Are you absolutely sure?
completely.
Can Hendrik roll an insight roll to see whether or not Vandal and Hendrik could take him on?
Sure, go for it.
Whether I
Okay,
can or
good.
not, I'm going for it.
Oh, that's a terrible insight roll.
You have no clue. You can honestly, even if you got a natural 20, you cannot read this man.
Well, in that case, hmm. Well,
Are you prepared to fight this man in the middle of a tavern?
There won't be any damages.
considering how, as Hendrik's like looking at Claudius's watch, considering how things are, it seems that once it's over, everything will just be put back the way it was. Then,
I'm giving you a chance to do this, including you, Claudius.
I'll step
well,
away.
well, might as well try.
The story of three musketeers that used to be told of three warriors who were weak when they were alone, but strong united. You're going to let them fall that way.
Hey, Claudius, question for you.
All right.
In your meditations, what do you think? Do you feel like you could take on challenges again? Or do you feel like you're back to your old decrepit self already?
You asking me if I feel young again?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, John never said, or John always said, never let the spirit get old. So you put it that way, honestly, son, you done gave me chills. You know, the shitty thing is the fact that you actually saying that gave me legit chills right now. Like, I'm a very competitive person. Okay, there's a reason I played sports and I'm in sales. Like, I love competition. So the fact that you said it that way, you just straight up called me out.
Well, that's out of character. That's exactly what I'm having Hendrik try to do right now.
Well, are we gonna? Are we risking death at this point?
I mean, he said that he'll heal us afterwards, so I mean, in character, he said he'll heal us, so let's try it.
Well, let me go ahead and take my jacket off, take my hat off. Let's go ahead and flex the owl a little bit, see how these wings can do. So Claudius is completely shirtless now. No hat, tattoo, fully showing on his back.
Well, might as well try. Even if we were most likely going to fail, we can at least say we tried.
Let's see. I'm looking for something here.
Vandal?
Can't use that.
Oh, we're actually rolling initiative now.
Yes.
So,
Hold on. Do I have the ability to add 5 to my initiative roll
sure.
still?
It'll cost you a grit point, but yeah.
What is it called? Why can't I find it?
It's under deeds, man.
It's under it's under your deeds.
Yeah.
It's literally called quick draw.
There. You are now higher in the initiative.
Okay. All right.
So, Vandal, it is your turn. As he's just standing there.
All right. I totally forgot what guns I have on me right now.
All of them grayed out. They're not there. Everything else you have.
Everything's grayed out that's not there.
Yeah, on your sheet, I don't like anything on your sheet that has the gray. You don't have. Like, it's actually removed.
Like
So you have all your weapons. You have all your weapons still. The only thing you don't have is that steam crossbow.
Okay.
All a bunch of other
Well,
small stuff.
still have the bow though. That's all I needed. Pulling said bow, I am going to shoot a dynamite arrow directly at him.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Yep. I mean, I guess, like, not directly, but, like, more, I don't know, here-ish.
Is it affecting us too now?
So, when you do that, you see him raise his hand. Unlike in a different fight, he is reacting at the same time. As you see the arrow stop midair. That's his reaction for the turn.
Sweet. So, I fire another one.
And once again, it hits this wall of just gravity.
Okay. I guess I'll just take a step to the side, and that'll be my turn then.
Claudius.
I'm gonna charge at him, so I'm actually gonna run behind him, jump onto the table, or like push off the table at him.
Okay. You try and tackle him.
Nope, I'll punch him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll attack. That does not hit. As you swing, it just weaves back a tiny bit.
I'm gonna swing a second time. Okay. I'll swing again. Well, there it goes. Okay.
So you're just wildly swinging your punches at this point. As the first one missed, you assume that you were hit, but instead he just moved out of it. So you tried to counteract with another punch, and it failed, and another one. You just keep each time it felt like he was getting farther and farther away.
Let's see. I'm gonna roll my endurance dice.
Okay.
As my bonus action. Let's see. How many do I have? They're not on my thing.
You have 5 plus your... It's 5 plus your con, I believe.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, Okay. And in my turn.
All right, Hendrik.
Hendrik immediately kicks off by going, let's see, 5, 10, 15 feet, and he's gonna pull out his revolver and starts shooting at him.
Okay.
So, first shot,
That hits.
and it's with his good bullets too.
Yeah. You just see it tear through his coat and it blasts into him. Just damn. That one
Second
misses.
shot, that's unfortunate, and third shot.
Once again, it just whizzes past him. Just
Darn it! As Hendrik is that's Hendrik's turn for now.
all right. His turn. He actually steps out of your attack range, Claudius.
Do I get a reaction?
Yeah. You want it? You miss. As he grabs the arrows and actually sets them back on the table. Your turn again, Vandal.
Well then, I'm going to get on top of the table, grab one of the arrows, load it, and then shoot it up in the ceiling above him.
The ceiling's about like 70 feet up from both of you.
I can do it at disadvantage.
No, it'll still hit. Like, it's fine. It's just... Are you trying to drop rocks onto him?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you fire it up, it blasts, and you notice that it creates this 30-foot dome of just debris starting to fall. So... that will be hitting all of you.
Damn it.
Ouch. Do I get partial cover like with the
Yeah,
being
you
next to
do.
the pillar? Okay.
You do.
Does that give
As
me
it's falling, I'm going to dive under the table.
Okay.
Let's see. Strength save, go. That's still bad. uh,
The rocks still hit him, it just doesn't deal full damage.
do I get prone or no?
Yeah, you do.
Darn it. Let's see. Gotta get to the.
So the
This-
rocks actually slam down. Vandal's underneath the table, so it doesn't do much, but it does crack the table above him. Claudius, you need to make strength save too.
Alright.
How much damage do I take there?
You take half.
Okay.
Actually, no. So 15, let's do 15 bludgeoning for both of you.
Ouch. That sucked for me.
Yeah.
But you see that he's taken a little bit of damage off that.
Well, that's decent. That's what I wanted, honestly. Is it like dusty or anything else, or is it just?
So it has created like a plume of smoke around.
Well then, I am going to try my best to try to sneak.
Alright, roll stealth.
That is all I was trying to do the whole time.
Really?
Yeah, basically.
So, whoosh.
But that's my turn.
Alright. Claudius.
I'm gonna use my bonus action for Sniper's Mark and draw my clockwork arrow.
Okay.
use a dead shot and load 18 grit points.
So you have 32 grit points.
I'm gonna use 9 grit points then.
There you go. All right.
So you gain +1 bonus to attack roll each grit point spent, so +9.
So go ahead and make a strength save. Okay. So you feel like there's a pressure on you as you pull out your gun and you go for a shot. That would be 25. That does not hit. You're wondering what he just did. That's...
Okay. Well, fire 2 more times.
No, you need to roll damage.
I thought you said it didn't hit.
If the attack misses, they take the damage that would have been dealt.
Oh.
So that is a 1d12, so roll 9d12 because you did a dead shot. As you literally pull this arrow, it flies forward and you see it just fly back twice as fast, stabbing into your gut.
Okay. I'm gonna jump back 30 feet. Fire twice.
That is a literal platform that you'd have to climb up on. It's 10 feet high. Yeah, 10 feet.
Run toward the bowl and jump off of that, and maybe you can get up there.
Could. At that point. That hits. As it stabs into him again, just the coat. Just,
Let's see. None of those were crits, correct?
No.
Okay.
They turn green in chat. You know this.
I wanted to give it a shot. Hope for the best.
I wanted to hope for the best.
I wanted to will myself to get a grit point back. I've used my bonus action for Cypress Mark, my movement and everything. That'll end my turn. I've shot 3 times.
Wait, what?
I said I've shot 3 times, used my bonus action and my movement, so I have nothing left, so that'll end my turn.
Okay. Hendrik.
am going to spend half my movement to get up, from the rocks and move 5, 10, 15 to stay behind the pillar as cover. And I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Holy Weapon on my gun.
Okay.
So now it glows with a bright light. And let's add this to it. And I'm going to continue shooting my revolver at him.
Alright. Once again, that misses.
Second.
That one hits. As you see this just eruption of holy energy blast out of his chest when you shot him from your bullet and the static that you created from it as well.
And I shoot one more time.
And that one misses.
Okay. And then I spend a grit point as a free action to immediately reload all my bullets.
Okay.
Okay, I'm really running low on this, so that's Hendrik's turn.
You see him just take a few steps. Walking up to this and then walking onto the, stepping onto the table from it.
Uh-oh.
Vandal, your turn.
He's now on top of another table.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. assume it's not dusty anymore, so there's no point to that. So I'll just come back out. And I guess I'll just unload on him. Or actually,
Alright.
let's see if he can do this again. I'll grab the other arrow. And then fire it. Why is it range so long?
On what?
The dang arrows.
Because it's a dynamite arrow.
Alright, I pick up the arrow, but I don't do anything with it. I'm just gonna unload with them. Just gonna unload. That's it. Just gonna unload. See what happens.
So the first one hits. And that's from Portal, as it just tears through his outfit again. Just...
Alright. Alright. And, I think that might be it. So I will again step back.
Now, it goes back to Claudius' turn. As that misses, that one hits. And that one misses. You just keep loading these arrows in, and that one just sticks.
Does he seem phased at all?
Seems more concerned about his jacket and his furred kimono. Actually, it's just a long coat. Like, it has fur on that and then the long coat, so.
Okay. I'm gonna heal myself for 2d6.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Alright.
I'll run over here. And in my turn.
Hendrik.
Hendrik, he's still on the table and he's like facing toward us, right?
Yeah, he's just standing there looking. He was looking toward Claudius. That way he got a direction of both of you.
Okay. Well, keep shooting. That's
As your gun jams on you, you see as you were shooting at him.
Ah, come on. Not now. As let's see. Would it take me a bonus action to fix the jamming on my gun? Or would it require a full action?
It takes, if you use bonus action and a grip point, you can.
I use my another grit point, and then I also will try to do that then. And there goes my action and bonus action as Hendrik moves around to stay behind the pillar as cover. And that's his turn, unfortunately.
He starts walking, and once again he takes a step up onto here. This time, no, he can go right here instead. As he looks at all three for a moment, you and them both stood valiantly in what you did. But here is what I will do. As you see him pull out the gun, and when he fires, it just scatters, as if about, let's say, 70 of them go off.
70 bullets.
70 gravity bullets.
Oh my goodness. Okay. And it scatters.
So
all-
there's no point in me doing this because they're literally magic missiles.
They're magic missiles, right?
Yeah. You might be able to survive if you use that spell.
I have no choice. I use my reaction to not.
he used his reaction to counter spell.
God
So,
damn
to be
it.
fair, all of you go down with this because he still has like 70 of these.
Okay. That's not good. Let's
So,
see.
when
Oh.
that happens, you
I-
feel as if time rewinds. You once again have your arrows, you once again have your bullets, and everybody's back to full health, no conditions are ailing you, nothing. As he stands there, right where he was before. I tell you this again, if you would like to ever challenge again with your friends or whatever, I will never turn it down. You simply have to find me.
Of course, as Hendrik's kind of shaking a bit.
Um, he sits back down really lazily. I taught a few people what they know around here. You've heard stories of Aizen Oriyama. I taught him how to use this power. Taught his son. There's a few people out throughout history that know the same techniques. Are they around anymore? Not at all. Only his grandson would be, or his son. Get what time we're in.
I presume that you may have taught them what they know, but definitely not what you know.
I taught them what I could. Everybody has a gift and whatever they can. You would be more susceptible to what I have to teach than any of the other people in the world at the current moment. Maybe Seppo. Seppo himself is born of arcane energy.
I assume there's not much you could teach me then.
You don't have the same type of magic that is required.
I don't really have any magic, to be honest.
I presume you could also tell that I'm also afflicted with this strange corruption in my magic then too.
It's gone.
Oh, it's gone. Okay.
Magical corruptions removed from all three of you. As he turned back the time and used
Okay.
mass cure, mass heal,
I did not expect that. In that case, that
or
makes
power word
things
heal.
different then. Okay.
Claudius, does that have magic?
Magical corruption makes it so that we can't heal as fast or as good.
Oh.
I also didn't expect you to remove that magical corruption also.
I simply know something to help you all.
Well, for that, thank you. That would have been quite the nightmare to deal with. Especially considering that we still have to, I guess, find another lodestone of the ley line here, wherever that may be. I presume that we should, unless you happen to have something more to tell us.
He looks over at Vandal. You're silent.
Yeah.
What's on your mind?
Off much of anything right now.
You see him stand up. He walks over and actually puts his hand around the pendant. As you see just this crimson light go off, like a pulsing. You once had power given by it. Might as well return it. As he lets go, you feel just this rush, kind of like before. I will put that on your sheet in one moment.
Out of curiosity,
What am I letting go?
He just let go of your pendant after he used magic on it to break the tether that was restricting it.
out of curiosity, have you, I presume that Satis never came to you, or he's never heard of you then?
Satis has came to me many times, mainly in search of Eisen. Because in this time, Eisen went into hiding,
Yes, he did.
and due to that, he's different. So he was not able to be found.
I won't say anything about the location, though.
Location of him is not in Tadel, where people
Of
believe.
course. Yeah, of course not, but I don't even want to mention it just in case. It's not right for me to say where he is after all either.
He's much like me in what he
Mm,
did. That's why he's not easy to find.
I see. But yeah, he's definitely not where everyone thinks he is. But at the same time, it's not like I really know where he actually is either. Completely.
Vandal, it's on your sheet now.
All right.
I pres I presume Satis doesn't really know of your strength then?
Oh, he tried many times against me. The only person in any time that has ever been truly able to compare was Varsh in his prime against the heroes. But it would have had to have been single combat.
At that point. Hmm.
But even then, it would only take one moment and a flash for him to lose.
From the moment you get serious, then.
He nods.
I see. It's strange, though, considering how strong you are. Satis doesn't seem to. He doesn't seem to have any idea on you, surprisingly enough.
He knows a lot about me. Again, he has attempted many times in year 1359 to attempt to take me down. But it's always a fair fight. I don't let him hold back. I tell him to just use his cursed blade. And he tries, and yet fails. But he wants the power I have so he could handle whatever threat that he is always looking for.
Hendrik is just gonna shake his head. Sometimes I'm not even sure what his objective for the power is at times, considering that it seems like he almost going to that Pale King. It seems like he basically gave up on you at that point, which is strange considering that based from what we just felt just now, it seems like you're even greater than the Pale King.
Pale King originates from one of the same places like I. They beat him though. That's a task on its own. Artorias Black, Koishima, and Satis, and Portillion, Ashiga, ended up fighting, and she lost her life due to Satis. Artorias and Koishima ended up getting cursed, and they went on trying to find their way back.
Did Was Satis ever enamored by Ashika?
No, he has no remorse for that sort of thing.
No remorse, even though he doesn't blame himself for it. Then
No. He,
that's
this is
surprising.
his moment to do it. He knew the risks, and yet he did it. That is his choice.
Hmm. Well, things will be is already difficult, but we can't really shy away from the challenge now, can we? Well, regardless, thank you very much for your time.
Getting involved in the past will always damn the future to repeat. Don't get involved in wars that you're not a part of.
That hmm. Hendrik's just gonna shake his head to that, like he's not gonna say anything.
As you see the clock start ticking again.
That was as Hendrik sits back down. That was quite the experience. Uh, Hendrik's like, just yeah. It feels
Yeah.
strange knowing to have been blown up dozens of times there. How's everyone doing?
Well, this is about the 20th time I've died since I met both of you, so.
Fifth.
And you, Vandal?
I thought it was fun.
uh,
For the shot, at least. Still no idea where he came from.
It was nice to know
honestly,
that my dead shot flew back into my own stomach. I think that hurt more than anything.
honestly, not sure either. It's like one moment he was like, one moment it was there, and yet he was not there. I I saw him walk out, and yet I also didn't see him completely go out that door. It's almost as if he just faded away there.
Were you wanting me to give this clockwork arrow back to you? I feel like I only borrowed it.
Hold on to it. You can keep it.
All right. I just wanted to make sure I don't want to take things.
Considering that
from
we
you.
still have no access to your guns after all, or yes.
Well, I'm not opposed to fight with my hands now. Honestly, kind of enjoyed that. It's been a long time, actually. Younger than this when I did it last. It was quite nice.
Well, keep it as a backup. You can hold on to it until you get your guns back at least.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I figure at this point I probably need to go feed that little monster again if you want to go help.
Time just barely resumed. I don't think it's time to feed the monster yet. It's once a day near the end of the day, wasn't it? Or did they say something about feeding him twice a day now?
Yeah, I thought it was twice.
What kind of creature are you talking about, anyways?
Do you want to meet him?
Can Kendrick roll a history here just to remember that?
Yeah, you can.
It was
Okay, 21. Was it twice a day?
It is once a day.
Yeah, it's just once a day, Claudius. And as for
once
the
a day, could be
creature,
now.
You literally fed him 4 hours ago.
Oh well, we
He could
didn't.
be hungry again.
I want to see him, damn it! That's all I hear,
Are you
Vandal, right
sure
now.
you want to? Are you sure you want to see him?
Why not?
All
No
right.
harm in it.
So can I run back to my room and change clothes real quick and come back?
Sure, you just speed run that.
Okay. I guess we'll walk
Meanwhile,
over
I'm
there while
sitting here in
Claudius
the
comes
same
back.
beer-soaked clothing I had last night.
Oh, you might want to be careful.
Yeah, we
Does he
should
also
probably.
drink?
You can ask, but
Well, we should make you.
he'll
We
be
should probably
fine.
give you
You don't have to.
cleaner clothes. Yes.
You don't have to tell him anything about it. He'll be fine.
Nah, I'll be all right.
I don't know what you're doing, Claudius.
How's this
Huh.
way? Sorry.
It's yes, it's this way. Why you? We need to go that way later, but not now.
Yeah,
can
I
go
follow
that
you too. I'm kind of blind. I haven't actually traveled the city.
Do I see anyone outside?
There's a few people just walking about, yeah. This is a peacekeeper alley.
I'm just gonna tell him that I'm gonna go feed him again.
As we approach this area once more, is there anybody outside the door?
No.
Is the door opened?
You're not trying to open it.
Well, Hendrik's gonna try to open it.
It does open.
All right, Vandal.
I do
Follow
remember
me.
machine gun fire.
Well, Vandal, come in here. You're gonna grab one of these chests.
Chest.
Yep, go on
How
inside.
big of a creature is this?
Cover your nose.
So going in, it smells rancid, but it doesn't seem overly rancid, as if there's nothing causing the scent anymore. It's just lingering, as if it was there.
Do I notice any? Is there a chest full?
There's an empty chest, but there's nothing in it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's not time right now, so they haven't bought any food yet for it.
Yeah, sure. I think we can go inside at least. Come on, Vandal.
Hmm.
To the
All
cave.
right.
As Hendrik walks out, he's gonna shut the door. Come on.
Now let's see this beastie.
Does Hendrik remember exactly what they called him again?
Can.
Okay. Let's see. There you go. History.
Raglan.
Kraglin, yes.
So, Vandal, follow me down here. Go ahead and walk in this little alley right here. Go ahead and go inside.
The alley.
Don't stray too far, Vandal. Just
Go
take
ahead.
a quick peek and get back out.
I'll wait out here.
So it's very dark in here.